Hello and welcome to HEXATalk, Industry Refresher powered by Hexanika. I'm Kritika Jain, your host, and today we are having a monthly roundup session, meaning it's going to be a summary session of all the topics that we addressed in October. It was particularly around data transformation, or I could say data-driven digital transformation, and the other topic was data analytics for internal auditors. And to discuss all this today, we have with us Yogesh Pandit, founder and CEO of Hexanika. Welcome, Yogesh. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Kritika. It's a pleasure to do this roundup session as well.
So coming back to our topic, the first topic that we're going to address is data-driven digital transformation. So we discussed that largely data is the new oil, right? So also I came across a research and 82% of the financial organizations have more data than ever before, but are struggling to harness it to generate useful business insights. It seems clear that to sustain and flourish, the banking sector will need to adopt a data-driven digital transformation. We address some of the questions like what shape could this data-driven digital transformation take, or why is it needed? The challenges faced by banks, typically around data, and how to start down that road. So Yogesh, would you like to jump in and highlight some of the key points that we discussed in the HEXATalk session?
Yeah, absolutely. More than repeating what we said in October, Kritika, in the last 2-3 weeks, we have met with few banks, and mainly I'm talking about the regional banks and the community banks and maybe smaller credit unions. And the general sentiment that we have heard is some of them do not even have like an enterprise data warehouse or any mechanism where they can collect data in a centralized way, store it, and neutralize, normalize, standardize so that they can use it. If there is no mechanism to do that, then getting insights, getting analytics, getting real-time reports is out of questions. The second thing is what I heard was, transformation driven by data is also still not on the top agenda of these financial institutions versus fintech companies drive decisions, drive their transformation with data in mind. So that's the other sentiment that we got when we have been talking about data transformation. And the whole conclusion and the research that you spoke about is it's not an option anymore. Data-driven transformation, digital transformation is very, very, very important. The clients, the customers are expecting insights. They're expecting right communication, right touch points from banks, and they're expecting that the banks know information the way the other fintech companies know. So if you want to continue driving revenue, if you want to, the banks want to continue reducing the cost, then data-driven approach, data-driven transformation is not an option. And we did another session which was focused around internal audit. And that was also, if you really think about it, it was also around data. The use of data for operations, the use of data for risks, and the importance of data for continuous auditing and continuous monitoring. So data has been a key aspect of what we have been talking about. Data will remain the key aspect of what we'll be talking towards the end of the year and early part of the year. The focus would be around chief data officer. If you don't have a chief data officer, chief analytics officer, reporting officer, or business owner who wants to do reporting. So back to you, but that's what I would say.
I would like to take up one of the points that you mentioned that was around data analytics. And I know that you also attended and were a part of the event organized by IIA, which is Institute of Internal Auditors. And data analytics for internal auditors was the subject that you were addressing there, right? So would you like to give us a summary of that session?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we presented how new technologies such as artificial intelligence can be used for automated operations, automated auditing, automated continuous auditing, and what we named as real-time auditing. So it was a session where I think there were almost 200 plus participants, mostly from in the auditing field or accounting field. And in fact, there was also a chief audit executive of a large cosmetic company presenting how data-driven auditing is being done in his institution. And there are data analytics as part of his team. And that is very inspiring. And yes, for many institutions, that is a new start. Many institutions have already been doing it, but I don't see any other option in this increasing data world where you cannot have data-driven auditing. And now with new technology, continuous auditing, continuous monitoring is possible. So whether it is, the transformation topic that we mentioned earlier, or whether it is operational audit risk topics, in all these topics, Kritika, data is a constant. All the use case and objectives might be different, but data is the new oil. There are different terminologies like that. You used it earlier, but data will remain as a key focus for the growth, for cost reduction, operational excellence, and that will be the theme, as I mentioned, going forward as well.
Thank you, Yogesh. I definitely agree that data is going to be in focus. Well, other than data, are there any highlights on what's coming up in November and December?
So, yes, I mean, Hexanika's focus is twofold. One is data and second is compliance. We did a couple of sessions on crypto, blockchain. Nowadays, there is decentralized finance or DeFi, and there is a lot of attention, newness to compliance within that space. So there will be a topic on or a webinar that we will have on this topic in the upcoming months before the year end on compliance around this. What are different regulators talking about it? I know that IRS and in fact all the key regulators have come up with or are coming up with different regulations. As the acceptance of crypto as a mode of transferring assets has come in, the need is increasing. And with many other countries either already putting compliance in place or some countries actually taking a hard decision, such as China, of banning crypto transactions, everybody is on alert to do something. And I clearly see the regulators coming in on this topic. So that is one topic. The second topic is we have had success in talking to almost close to 1,500 bankers in this year, 2021, on the topic of fair lending. Again, that is also a very important topic. new requirements are coming from different regions. For example, the New York State recently mandated more fair lending laws on the non-traditional mortgage or non-banking institutions in mortgages. And CFPB has openly spoken about the new form of lending companies such as Amazon and others on the West Coast who are become payment providers. In some cases, they are also lenders, to be under the purview of the fair lending acts or different regulations. So there will be a year-end roundup on 1071 on the new advances in this particular topic. And we will have the same panel. In addition, we will have Michael Wallace, who's one of our partners from Wallace Consulting, talking about not only new regulations, but some of the experiences that we have had on responding to regulators who have come in to the banking environment to speak about how essentially to address some of the questions, queries that are coming in. So those are the two topics that we definitely have in mind. The second or third topic that we would have is a discussion with Bob Brown on why banks fail. So we spoke about people-driven, management-driven issues, but there are other issues as well. There are other topics as well. So we'll be continuing discussion with Bob Brown on that. So it is going to be not such an empty calendar. We have interesting webinars and sessions coming up towards the end of the year. Obviously, we'll take off during the Thanksgiving week and during the Christmas week. But there are a few interesting items coming up from the compliance side as well.
Thanks, Yogesh. I look forward to all those sessions. With that, thank you, Yogesh. Do you have any closing comments for the session?
Closing comment for the month of October is there are only 2 months remaining for financial institutions to get ready. As you come in the first year, you get a lot busy with closing the financials, looking towards 2021. I would say from compliance standpoint, it is the time to get ready. You don't want any surprises. The regulators are looking at this very seriously. So if you need help, talk to your advisors, consultants. If you need to fix anything, this is the time to fix. When it comes to 2022 planning, I would also say, because many institutions do it now or they've already done it or in the process of doing it, keep data at the center point of your 2022 strategy. That would be my sincere recommendation to all community banks, regional banks, credit unions, that if you don't have data-driven strategy, you could have digital transformation, you could have compliance, risk, but keep data as a key focus as you go into 2021. And last but not the least, I would just say, people in India and here who celebrate Diwali, happy Diwali to them. People have enjoyed great Halloween season last weekend, and there is Thanksgiving coming up, so holiday season is coming up. So to everyone, prepare for the holiday season as well. So that I would say I will end at in the lighter note from HEXATalk.
Thank you so much, Yogesh. And for every one of y'all, please don't forget to like, share, and comment. We are open to get some updates, or if y'all have any questions, etc., we're open to answer that. You can just put it in the comment section or send it to us directly. With that, I'm also going to attach the link to our webinar, which is going to happen, as Yogesh mentioned, the year-end summary and the recordings to our previous webinars. Also, in addition to that, I am going to attach the links to the HEXATalks about digital transformation and the data analytics as well. So thank you all for joining us today. And thank you, Yogesh.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.